This is the OTB Network.
Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. A very busy stakes racing weekend. None of the major stakes in the United States for older horses. A lot of big racing for older fillies and mares, however, this week. And of course, a big race north of the border, the Queen's Plate, on Sunday. We're going to get things kicked off down in Florida with the running of the Unbridled Stakes at Calder, $100,000 for 3-year-olds going 1 1/16 miles. Let's head to Calder and the running of the Unbridled.
And they're off in the Unbridled Stakes. At the rail, Hear No Evil. Middle of the track, Hackleton's Cliff moves up. A length back to the outside, it's My Champion. Another length, that's Just Say the Word. Then 4 lengths back to King Cassia at the rail with Who's Crying Now. They move into the clubhouse turn. Hear No Evil gains the advantage by a half length. Hackleton's Cliff putting the pressure on second length to the outside. My Champion at the rail. It's Just Say the Word. Then they've opened up 5 lengths toward the outside. It's Who's Crying Now, and just inside of him, King Cassia. They went the first quarter 23-2. Up the backstretch they go. Hear No Evil now leads by 2.5 lengths. To the inside, it's Just Say the Word. Hackleton's Cliff's been taken in hand on the outside. Then it's 4 lengths back to My Champion. Another length toward the outside. It's Who's Crying Now, and at the rail, King Cassia. The half in 47-1, 4 furlongs left to go. Hear No Evil still leads by a length. Hackleton's Cliff on the outside, just inside of him. That's Just Say the Word. Then 3 lengths back to the inside. King Cassia moves up to the outside. Who's Crying Now? And 4 lengths back to trailer, My Champion. They move to the quarter pole now. Hear No Evil leads by 2. Next toward the inside, that's Just Say the Word. A length and a half to the outside. Who's Crying Now comes on. At the rail, King Cassia rallies next. 3/4, 112 flat. They're at the top of the stretch. Hear No Evil still leads by 2.5. To the inside, Just Say the Word. To the outside, Who's Crying Now? They come past the 8th pole with the lead. Hear No Evil by 2.5. Who's Crying Now coming after him. Second length to the inside. Just Say the Word, then King Cassia. In deep stretch, it's Hear No Evil. Eduardo Nunez, they take the Unbridled Stakes by 3.
Hear No Evil and Eduardo Nunez, a 3-length easy win here after setting the pace every step of the way as the even money favorite from Who's Crying Now, rallying from well off the pace after a slow start. King Cassia also allowed to settle in the early part of the race, rallying into the 3rd spot. The winner, Hear No Evil, is a chestnut 3-year-old son of Carson City from Nisey by Cox's Ridge, bred in Florida by Jack Zerbetter Farm, owned by Jack Zerbetter and trained by James Hatchett, ridden to victory by Eduardo Nunez. Hear No Evil covers the 1 1/16 miles in 1:46.3. Heading a bit north now to Delaware Park for a pair of stakes races over the weekend, beginning with the Obeah Handicap, $100,000, 1 1/8 miles for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. Let's head down to Delaware for Saturday's running of the Obeah.
And they're off. In the Obeah Handicap, Devin Rose on the far outside is going for that lead. Kiss a Miss is there down toward the inside. Shiny Sheet past the Virtue. Next in line in your trailer, as they race by the finish line the first time, is True Sensation. Devin Rose leads it. Under Tony Black, trying to slow things down just a bit on the outside past the Virtue, and Kiss a Miss in tight with the rail racing in 3rd. Then comes Shiny Sheet, who settles in the 4th. And True Sensation is at the back, but only 6 lengths off the lead, set by Devin Rose. Opening quarter goes in 23-3 as they curl around the clubhouse turn. Devin Rose leads it by 2 lengths. Past the Virtue on the outside of Kiss a Miss, they're side by side. A length and a half further back to Shiny Sheet, and 3 more lengths to True Sensation as they move down the Delaware backstretch. It's Devin Rose showing the way. Still leads it by about 3/4 of a length over Kiss a Miss, who's edged a bit closer. Half went in 47-4. Then a length and a half to Shiny Sheet, who moves up on the inside. Past the Virtues racing 4th, and the trailer still True Sensation, but still only 6 lengths off the lead as they make their way into the turn. Devin Rose on the inside, still leads it by a length over Kiss a Miss. A length and a half to Shiny Sheet, past the Virtue right alongside, and 4 lengths now to True Sensation. They've got 3/8 to go. The 6 went in 1:11 and 4, and Tony Black lets out a notch. Devin Rose leads it now by 2. Shiny Sheet moves up toward the inside, up on the outside, trying to muster a rally. It's past the Virtue, moving up from the back. True Sensation is kicking in and joining in the fray, and Kiss a Miss dropping out of it. As they hit the top of the stretch, it's still Devin Rose they've got to catch. Down toward the inside, rallying True Sensation. On the outside, it's Shiny Sheep, but Devin Rose still has something left. Devin Rose opens up 4 lengths, and they're battling now for the balance as Devin Rose will take the Obeah. She'll win it by 4. Shiny Sheep getting second, True Sensation third.
Devin Rose and Anthony Black getting the win here. Similar fashion on the front end as the odds-on choice here. Devin Rose inside early in the going and just drew off by 4.5 from Shiny Sheet, who made up a nice bit of ground over the around the running of the turn, but was no match for the winner as True Sensation, the longest shot on the board, rallied from last into the 3rd spot in the short field of 5. Obviously, the weather conditions have been less than suitable down there. This race was run over a sloppy racing surface, a number of scratches. A couple of these fillies looking to come back into Newcastle on Sunday on the turf. Unfortunately, they came back the next day on a race that was washed off as well. The winner, Devin Rose, is a dark bay or brown 4-year-old daughter of Devon Gate from King World Lady by Baldski, bred in Florida by Robert Schweiger. She's owned by Richard Englander, trained by Alan Iwinski, and ridden to victory by Anthony Black. Devin Rose covers the 1 1/8 of the Obeah in 1:50.1. We're going to head right back to Delaware for the running of the Newcastle on Sunday, a race carded for fillies and mares on the turf at 1 1/8. Unfortunately, the weather was not cooperative. The race did end up going on a fast track at Delaware. Unfortunately, the turf course was unusable on Sunday. The Newcastle run on the fast main track. Let's head back to Delaware and the running of the Newcastle.
And they're off in the Newcastle handicap. To the inside, that's Jarawara. Up on the outside, Jaramar Rain, alternate, and your trailer. Into that first turn, it's Katzen down toward the inside, but long shot Jarawara will lead him into that first turn by 3 lengths. Katzen moves up with that rail nicely, quickly into second now as they make their way around the turn. With alternate and moving up on the outside of that one, taking over third now, it's Katzen as they make their way around the bend. Opening quarter in a speedy 22-1. And on the front end, it's Jarawara setting the fractions by 2 over Katzen. Right alongside Jaramar Rain, and Alting now settles into that 4th spot about 5 lengths off the lead as they move down the back stretch. Jarawara has now given way. Katzen takes over, followed closely by Jaramar Rain. Jarawara is already backtracking out of there, and Alternate continues the trail 5 lengths away after a half in 46-2. They make their way past the half-mile marker, and on the front end, it's Katzen leading it by 3 parts. Jaramar Rain is right there pressing the issue. Alternate now is within 4 lengths, and Jarawara is through for the day. As they make their way into the turn, the 6 goes in a quick 1:10-4. On the front end, Katzen joined by Jaramar Rain. Jaramar Rain leads it by a neck. Katzen with around second. It's still about 3.5 lengths. Alternate has to kick in now. They've got a 1/4 mile to go, and Jaramar Rain leads them as they head for home. Katzen's back in second. Alternate, the only challenge left for Jaramar Rain. They've got 3/16 to go. Jaramar Rain in front by 4 lengths still. Alternate is in the second, but no threat to the leader. It's Jaramar Rain, and Rodrigo Madrigal Jr. striding away in the Newcastle. Jaramar Rain will win it by about 5 or 6. Alternate is clearly second best with Katzen third.
Jaramar Rain, who had shipped in from out of town for Mr. Arnold. Rusty Arnold picking up a win here in easy fashion as the second choice in the wagering here. The favorite in here was Alternate, who was put to a drive on the far turn, was able to make up a little bit of ground, but was never a match for the winner, who drew off by almost 9 1/4, the official margin of victory under Rodrigo Madrigal. Katzen did chase in the early going. In fact, got her head a bit in front for a little bit of the early part of the race. Jarawara, who did end up finishing, or the fourth horse completing the order of the field, did not end up finishing. She was eased late in the going, so obviously the main track not really suitable to this filly. The winner, Jaramar Rain, a chestnut daughter of Thunder Gulch from Jaramar Miss by Risen Star, was bred by G. Watts Humphrey in Kentucky, owned by her breeder, trained by Rusty Arnold, and ridden for victory by Rodrigo Madrigal Jr. Jaramar Rain covers the 1 1/8 on the fast track at Delaware Park in 1:50.2. We're going to head to Churchill next for the running of the Aristides Handicap, a Grade 3 $100,000 6.5 furlong dash for the older horses. Let's head to Churchill in the running of the Aristides.
Off and running in the Aristides. Rocket start for Slider from that outside post to take the lead. Quickly joined by Bowestown up between horses. Strength and Honor is right there. Pass Rush broke well. He's a close-up fourth along the inside rail. Then Twilight Road. It's too far back to Tryon, Georgia. Mountain General's at the back of the pack. 8 lengths off the lead. Up the backside they go. Strength and Honor leads it a nose to Bowestown on the inside. There's Stride for Stride. Slider the Grail. Track from third. Pass Rush up the inside. Racing in fourth. Twilight Road. Next by 5 more to Tryon, Georgia. He's 7 or 8 lengths off the lead. A half in front of Mountain General. Quarter 22 and 4. Moderate fractions on around that far turn. Strength and Honor leads it a nose still to Bowestown, is hugging the fence in second, and Sliders ranging up in third. Pass Rush is bottled up behind a wall of horses at the moment. Twilight Road. Tryon, Georgia comes on nicely, rallying up 5 wide, and Mountain General wide open as they turn for home. Strength and Honor set down for the drive. Bowestown responding to the challenge up the inside. Whips out on Pass Rush in third, and Slider to his outside is Twilight Road. Mountain General from the back of the pack. Deep stretch Bowestown hanging on doggedly from Strength and Honor. Pass Rush is getting going late. Mountain General up the inside. Twilight Road far outside. A wild finish. Bowestown and Mountain General. And Mountain General got it in the final jump over Bowestown. Pass Rush was third in an exciting rendition of the Aristides.
Sprint race named for the winner of the first Kentucky Derby, interestingly enough, back in the day when I believe the Derby was run at either 1 3/8 or 1.5 miles. Nonetheless, a very good sprint race in Kentucky, and Mountain General gets the better of a couple of horses who had beaten him recently, including Bowestown, coming back with a very nice victory and a huge effort under Corey Lannery. This horse, top of the stretch, had a wall of horses in front of him, had to go out 5 wide to find a little bit of a break in the wall. Corey Lannery, who we saw win on Posse in a very exciting finish on the undercard of the Belmont Stakes, comes back here with yet another very well thought out ride, just getting up by a head over rival Bowestown with Pass Rush back in the third spot. The winner, Mountain General, is a 5-year-old dark bay or brown gelded son of Mountain Cat from Tulira by General Assembly. He was bred in Kentucky by Curtis Green. He is owned by Keith Asmussen, trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden to victory by Corey Lannery. Mountain General covers the 6.5 furlongs at Churchill in 1:16 flat. Heading next to Thistledown in Ohio for the Grade 2 Ohio Derby. $300,000 on offer for 3-year-olds going 9 furlongs. Let's head out to Ohio in the running of the Ohio Derby.
Gates are closed, all set. And there, on their way, 69th running of the Ohio Derby. All came away to a good, even beginning. Hackendiffy from the center of the track is fast away. He'll make the pace, and as expected, Wild and Wicked goes up alongside of him. Private City tugging hard right there in third. Come back behind that to Crown King, and on the border, tucked in behind those on the heels of those ones in the green is Midway Road, and the back marker early is Miscarry the News. 7 furlongs to run, and Hackendiffy makes a good honest pace so far, clear by a length and a half. Right there in second is Wild and Wicked. Private City is a good stalking third up the inside rail. We got Crown King, and outside on the border, right beside him, the opening quarter goes in 23 and 4. It's Sensible. A good stalking behind that. We've got Midway Road, a long way back to Miscarry the News. Onto the backstretch, 5 furlongs to go. Hackendiffy loving it out here this afternoon, clear by a length and a half, maybe 2. Wild and Wicked is still unpressured in second. Private City is third. Now here comes Midway Road up the inside rail, wants to pick that pace up. On the border is next. 48 and 3 for the half. They're very sensible fractions so far. On the border behind that, and Crown King begins his move a long way back now to Miscarry the News. And Wild and Wicked starts to put pressure on Hack and Diffie. Private City outside in the 3-path. Midway Road praying for room up the inside rail. Crown King gets going too. They're at the quarter pole and the race begins in earnest. Wild and Wicked on the outside. Hack and Diffie up the inside rail. Crown King is going to come 4 wide. Private City and Midway Road has running room now. It's Wild and Wicked. Hack and Diffie are these two dueling as they come down towards the 16th pole. Wild and Wicked takes the upper hand as they get to the 16th. Hack and Diffie a big second. Wild and Wicked is just too good here and unbeaten in 3 starts. Wild and Wicked to beat Hack and Diffie, followed by Midway Road. Tight for the Superfecta, Private City along with Crown King.
Wild and Wicked sat just off the pace set by the gray local horse Hack and Diffie. When Shane Sellers asked, he said yes, and off they went, and it looked like he stepped on the gas pedal as Wild and Wicked just ran very strong through the stretch as the favorite, just over even money. 15 to 1 shot Hack and Diffie, very game in defeat. The 3rd spot going to Midway Road, who had an absolutely abysmal trip around the first turn. He settled in behind horses. It looked like Robbie Alvarado was trying to make a nice move on the inside, as he did at Pimlico in the Preakness, and unfortunately didn't work out this time. He ended up being blocked. Checked hard inside on the first turn was the comment from Equibase, and looked to me like he was checked repeatedly, including once when it did appear that he hit the rail. I had at one point thought that he had pulled up and was actually getting out of the race. Nonetheless, a nice effort to finish in the 3rd spot as the second choice in the wagering. The winner, Wild and Wicked, is now 3 for 3. He's a dark bay or brown son of Wild again from Wicked Witchcraft by Good Behaving. Kentucky bred in the state of Kentucky by Mr. and Mrs. Robert David Randall. Owned by the breeders, trained by Ken McPeak, and ridden to victory by Shane Sellers. Wild and Wicked covers the 1 1/8 of the 69th Ohio Derby in 1 minute and 50 seconds flat. We're going to pause for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at racing from across the country, the Midwest, Lone Star, and Prairie Meadows. Please stay with us.
This year, many thoroughbreds, no longer able to compete, will join the ranks of racing's homeless. The Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and its supporters have been providing help and hope, creating opportunities where once there were none. The TRF, together with the racing industry, is meeting the challenge, taking care of their own. With your help, we can continue our saving mission, ensuring many more horses the welcome home they so richly deserve.
Who is this woman? A world-class tennis player? A famous fashion model? No, this is Diane Nelson, one of the nation's top-ranked jockeys. When Diane rides, she wants the best horse. And when Diane has a day off, she wants the best entertainment. And that's at the Teletheater Clubhouse.
If you haven't been to the Teletheater Clubhouse yet, you're missing something. It's really for everyone. Bring your friends, your family, and come on down.
The Teletheater Clubhouse, Central Avenue, Albany.
Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're heading to Texas next, to Lone Star Park, in the running of the Dallas Turf Cup. $250,000 for 3-year-olds and up, 1 1/8 on the grass, a race that has drawn a very good field of horses, particularly horses from the East Coast, looking for a chance to get on turf. Let's head down to Texas in the running of the Dallas Turf Cup.
And they're set. Racing. One of the first to break in the middle of the line is Patrol, with Best of KC, Rare Cure out wide. Here comes Honourable Pick in the orange cap through towards the inside to head them off. Statement running 5th on the inside of Candid Glen. 2 lengths to Slew the Red around Chris Having Fun now, followed by Storybook Kid, and last is Macefield Slew. Honourable Pick will lead them past the stand the first time. A half length over Best of KC, with Patrol easing back to 3rd on the inside. A gap of 4 lengths to Rare Cure racing outside of Statement, and they're followed after 2 lengths by Candid Glen. Then Slew the Red in the blue colours, 10 lengths off the pace from Chris Having Fun now, Storybook Kid, and 5 lengths last is Macefield Slew. It's a decent pace as they enter the back stretch. Honourable Pick in front by a neck from Best of KC, and a length and a half away 3rd is Patrol. He's relaxed in a clear 3rd, 2 in front of Statement and Rare Cure, 2.5 Candid Glen, Slew the Red, 3 clear of Chris Having Fun now, another 2.5 lengths to Storybook Kid, and Macefield Slew is 8 lengths last. Short of a half mile to go in the Dallas Turf Cup, and it's Honourable Pick still in charge, narrowly over Best of KC. Luzzy now eases 3 wide on Patrol. He looms up within a length length of the lead as Best of KC heads Honourable Pick, Statement fourth, followed by Rare Cure, Candid Glen, and wider out Storybook Kid circumnavigating the field. At the quarter pole, Best of KC a half length to Patrol, 2.5 to Statement, Storybook Kid coming home well on the extreme outside, then Slew the Red towards the 8th pole, and Patrol draws to the lead. Patrol now kicks away from Best of KC, followed by Slew the Red, Storybook Kid, then Chris Having Fun now, and Candid Glen. It's Patrol the leader, Slew the Red taking ground off him, but not quickly enough, and this promising stayer Patrol wins the money from Slew the Red, Storybook Kid third, fourth either Chris Having Fun now or Candid Glen, followed by Statement and Best of KC.
Patrol and Mike Luzzy, this horse known for being a little aggressive in the early part of the running, and Mike Luzzy did a terrific job getting this horse tucked into a bit of a box in the early going with Honourable Pick just in front of him. He had Best of KC outside of him for a good part of the early portion of the trip, setting him up for a position where the horse really couldn't go anywhere. He was forced to relax behind horses and did nicely. Rated fairly kindly for Mike Luzzy, who was able to ask him at the top of the stretch and had plenty left to keep Slew the Red a length at bay as they crossed the finish line with Storybook Kid, a horse with quite a story attached to him. He was claimed for only $7,500 early in his career and has become quite a nice stakes competitor, picking up the third spot here in a $250,000 stakes race, a race that is ungraded but may be knocking on the door of the graded stakes committee in the very near future. The winner, Patrol, is a 4-year-old bay colt, a son of Learfan from Made for Walking by Prince Sabo. He was bred in Kentucky by the Claiborne Farm, owned by Claiborne and trained by Bill Mott, ridden to victory by Mike Luzzy. Patrol covers the 1 1/8 on the firm turf at Lone Star Park in 1:48 and 3. Heading next to Iowa, to the Prairie Meadows, where they ran the Iowa Sprint on Saturday, $125,000 6-furlong dash. Let's head to Prairie Meadows in the Iowa Sprint.
And they're off. Toward the inside, Private Horde breaks right on top. Beverly Greedy is there. Express Tour, 3 off the rail. Blazing Count is on the outside. Then Sandridge, Pie's little brother, and the late-running Chindi is trailing the field. Chindi is about 7 lengths off of the lead, heading to the far turn, where there's 3 of them across the track. Private Horde is on the inside. Beverly Greedy between runners. Flores has Express Tour 3 wide off a quarter in 22 seconds flat. Blazing Count tracks the embattled trio from the 4th spot. Sandridge is 5th. He's about 4 from the front. Pie's little brother and Chindi trails the field. They're coming to the quarter pole. It's Private Horde on the inside. Beverly Greedy, Express Tour being pushed along. Blazing Count turns for home 4 wide. Sandridge is hitting his stride. Chindi is also coming with his run. There's a furlong to go. It's Private Horde who shakes clear by 2 lengths now. Chindi has come through up the inside. Chindi with a head of steam. Sandridge also closing. It's Private Horde who digs deep. Here's Chindi the Gray. Chindi with 1 final surge.
Chindi just gets up in the shadow of the wire, the old-timer making his patented late run. A lot of fun to watch this horse. When he gets into gear, he means business. He often falls short, but here gets the victory over Private Horde. Very speedy horse who had just not quite enough left to hold on. Sandridge rallies from a settled position in the early part of the race into the 3rd spot. The winner, Chindi, a gray or roan gelding, a 9-year-old son of El Prado from Rousing by Aladar, was bred in Kentucky by Haywood Hellbrun and Lockhart Spears, trained by Steve Hobby and ridden to victory by Tim Ducey. Chindi covers the 6 furlongs at Prairie Meadows in a brisk 1:08 and 3. Heading north of the border to Woodbine for one of their biggest weekends of stakes racing action. We're going to get things kicked off with the My Deer Stakes, $125,000 for 2-year-old fillies. Going a short distance here, only 5 furlongs. Let's head up to Woodbine in the running of the My Deer.
They're off. Perfect start in the My Deer. Out for the early lead is Island Greetings. Nashinda's to the inside, second and coming on now. Sun Skiers on the outside. Then Molly's Gone. Mrs. Mustopheles trails back 4 lengths off the lead. 4 of them going at it as they head into the far turn, and Molly's Gone slips through on the inside of Nashinda. Molly's Gone and Nashinda now head to head inside the 3/8 pole. Nashinda exerting her authority now Opens up on Molly's Gone as they come to the quarter pole. It is Nashinda at the top of the stretch. Clark motionless. Molly's Gone is in second. Island Greetings third. Sun the Skier way back to Mrs. Mistopheles. What a special filly this is. Look at Nashinda opening up with no urging at all. Nashinda, a breathtaking performance here to win the My Dear. Mrs. Mistopheles from out of it to finish second. Molly's Gone was third.
Nashinda and David Clark right on the pace every step of the way. She vied for the lead in the early part of the race, put rivals away to a 5-length victory as the heavy odds-on choice over Mrs. Mistopheles, with Molly's Gone, the horse that duked it out in the early part, with Nashinda holding on for the third spot. The winner, Nashinda, is a 2-year-old dark bay or brown daughter of Silver Deputy from Adorned by Val de Lorne, bred in Ontario by George Strawbridge Jr., owned by Augustin Stable and trained by McDonald Benson, ridden to victory by David Clark. Nashinda covers the 5 furlongs at Woodbine in 58 seconds flat. Heading back to the Woodbine in the Toronto, Canada area, we're going to take a look next at the Nearctic Stakes, $250,000 6 furlong sprint on the turf. Let's head to Woodbine in the running of the Nearctic.
They're off in the Nearctic Stakes. Zone Judge broke alertly, as did Relaunch Star, and Soaring Free is showing early speed as well. Soaring Free. Relaunch Stars to the hedge. Chris's Bad Boy splits horses as they head toward the far turn. Then we have Zone Judge orchestrated in amongst horses, has Nuclear Debate to his outside. Break of 2-2 Krieger. Then Solitary Dancer, Montezuma's Gold, Gone Fishin', and Wild Strike. The opening quarter was in 21-4. Soaring Free is out there 3 wide. Chris's Bad Boy between horses to the inside. Relaunch Star. Nuclear Debate fourth, just 3 lengths off the lead. Then Zone Judge orchestrated as they come to the top of the stretch throughout the quarter pole. Soaring Free. Soaring Free has the lead. Chris's Bad Boy a half in 44-1. Nuclear Debate is set down. It is Soaring Free as they come to the final furlong. Nuclear Debate on the outside. To the inside, Chris is a Bad Boy, then a Zone Judge. Final 16th of a mile. Soaring Free and Cable to win the Nearctic. It's going to be tight for place between Solitary Dancer and Nuclear Debate.
Took a new course record to do this, and Todd Cable picks up the win here from the outside post position, the 11 post. Soaring Free, a very nice effort here, set just off the early part of the pace in the early going, and made the lead fairly early. Top of the stretch, he had 2.5 lengths, was able to hold on by 3.25 lengths for the victory. A new course record time from Solitary Dancer. Nuclear Debate back in the third spot. It was Relaunch Star that actually got the jump on him in the early part of the race, a long shot who helped set it up nicely for Soaring Free, as he had a horse to run at in the early part of the early opening furlongs. The winner, Soaring Free, is a 4-year-old son of Smart Strike from Dance with Wings by Danzig, bred by Sam's Sun Farm in Ontario, owned by the breeder, trained by Mark Frostad, and ridden to victory by Todd Cable. Soaring Free covers the Woodbine Turf Course, the 6 furlongs, in a new course record 107-3. Next up, the Queen's Plate historic race, the oldest continuously run stakes race in the North American continent. The Queen's Plate, a Canadian Grade 1 with $1 million purse, 3-year-olds going for 1.25 miles. This is a race restricted to Canadian breds. Let's head back to Woodbine in the running of the Queen's Plate.
They're off in the Queen's Plate Stakes. Dance Engagement broke sharply from the extreme outside. Shoalwater is showing early speed, as is Wando. El Gran Maestro is toward the rail. Mobile is tucked in nicely behind horses as they move in front of us for the first time. And Wando is just tugging at Patrick Husbands as they pass under the wire for the first time. Shoalwater is second, Mobiles to the inside, and to the outside is Dance Engagement. Then we have Sir Charles Schnabel, who will save ground. Rock again is in amongst horses. Then Peef and Buttonwood. Elusive Force out of trouble on the outside, back 8 lengths off the lead. Then the Coronation Futurity winner, Arcos Gold. El Gran Maestro has 1 horse beaten, and that is Soli Ho, as they move into the backstretch. And it's Wando who comes away with the lead. 5 furlongs remaining, and it's Wando by 2.5. Shoalwater tracks intently in second. Mobile is to the inside third, 3 lengths off of Wando. Dance Engagement is fourth. Peef is to the inside fifth. Sir Charles Schnabel is between horses. Rock Again, Clear of Trouble, back 5 lengths off the lead. 3/4 and 11 and 4. And they head toward the far turn. 3 furlongs to go in the Queen's Plate. And Wando leads by a length and a half. Shoalwater is second. Mobile is to the inside. In the third position, Rock Again is coming with a bid as they hit the quarter pole. It is Wando leading them over to the top of the stretch. Patrick Husbands asks him for his heart, and he opens up. It is Wando by 6 into the lane. Mobile to the inside. Rock Again on the outside. Final furlong. It is all Wando. Sharp, strong, and a dominating winner of the Queen's Plate. Wando, simply spectacular.
Wando picks up the victory here by 9 lengths, looking very impressive. This chestnut, who had spent some time in open company, in fact, disappointed last year, certainly disappointed me in the Breeders' Cup, but he was stuck with a very disappointing post position. He was way outside. Here he was a perfect spot early in the going under Pat Husbands, vying for the lead from early on, and really just never a question mark with this horse as the favorite, drawing off by 9 over Mobile. Stablemates here, uncoupled stablemate here from the Schickedanz entry, Gustav Schickedanz, along with Samson, and of course Mr. Stronach, 3 of the most important breeders in the Canadian scene, all running very well in this weekend's worth of stakes action. But Wando, very, very impressive as he draws off from stablemate Mobile, with Rock Again making up a little bit of ground from 6th or 7th in the early part of the race after a bumpy start to pick up the 3rd spot. The winner, Wando, a chestnut 3-year-old son of Langfuhr from Cathy's Colleen by Woodman, was bred by Mr. Schickedanz in Ontario, Canada, owned by the breeder, trained by Michael Keogh, and ridden to victory by Pat Husbands. Todd Cable, apparently after winning on Mobile in the prep race for this race, had the choice of either of these 2 colts, unfortunately chose the horse that ran second. Pat Husbands picks up the winning mount on here, certainly a very successful effort, and of course a $1 million race does not hurt in anybody's book. Wando covers the 1.25 miles in the 144th running of the Queen's Plate in 2:02 and 2. We are going to pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading to Hollywood Park, then heading home to Belmont. Please stay with us.
We tried telling you nicely.
Get with the program.
Then we got a little bolder.
Get with the program.
Now we're practically shouting.
Get with the program. New York bred.
And here are some of the reasons why. New York breds race for purses and incentives exceeding $40 million. New York bred yearling prices have risen significantly, bucking the national trend. The New York Stallion Stakes Series has expanded to 8 races worth a combined $1.25 million. New York bred restricted stakes have grown from $75,000 to $100,000 at both Belmont and Saratoga. And they're doing okay in open company.
And Montgomery Gelding Sunnyside has won the 129th Kentucky Derby.
Isn't it time for you to get with the program, the New York Breeding and Racing Program?
Welcome back, everyone. Time to head to Hollywood Park for a trio of stakes races, beginning with the Hagen Stakes, $75,000 on offer for 2-year-olds, sprinting 5.5 furlongs. Let's head to Hollywood and the running of the Hagen.
They're off. Slow start for Blair's Roaring Star. Good start for Patriot Dream and Stalking Tiger, who go for the front. Don't Sell Me Short fires through from the inside, and Tricky Flash Flood right with the leaders. Dave the Dude away in 5th. Then comes Perfect Moon, and Blair's Roaring Star is being eased up at the back of the pack as they go into the far turn. Stalking Tiger and Patriot Dream. Patriot Dream's the neck in front. Stalking Tiger is second, 3/4 of a length. Don't Sell Me Short is at the rail third. Tricky Flash Flood is 4th, and now 3 from the front. Dave the Dude ranges up 3 wide. He's got 3.5 to come. Then it's Perfect Moon, and far behind the field, Blair's Roaring Star and Stalking Tiger takes charge at the top of the stretch in the Hagen. It is Stalking Tiger now 2.5 lengths in front. Dave the Dude is 5 wide and up into second, but he'll have to make up 3.5 or 4 in the final furlong as Stalking Tiger pours it on past mid-stretch, and he's opened up a 5-length lead. Perfect Move now moves in and takes second from Dave the Dude, who flattens out third, but Stalking Tiger is clear. Perfect Moon nicely into second. Stalking Tiger in front. Stalking Tiger won by 2.5. Perfect Moon was second, Dave the Dude third, and Don't Sell Me Short finished fourth.
Stalking Tiger, Goncalino Almeida, sitting just off the pace in the early part of the going, 4 wide, duking it out, and was able to prevail by 3 lengths from Perfect Moon, who rallied from well off the pace. Dave the Dude rallies into the 3rd spot as the favorite finishes off the board. Don't Tell Me Short made a bit of a move after a slow start to finish 4th as the favorite Stalking Tiger, the second choice, close second choice in the wagering. The winner, Stalking Tiger, is a 2-year-old bay son of twin spires from Just Plain Fancy by Falstaff, a California bred by Woolsey and Darling, owned by David Milch and trained by Paul Aguirre. Ridden to victory by Goncalino Almeida, Stalking Tiger covers the 5.5 furlongs in 1:03 and 4. We're going to head right back to Hollywood Park for Saturday's co-featured event, the Grade 1 Vanity, with, of course, the horse of the year, Azeri, looking to win her 10th consecutive stakes race, $250,000, 1 mile and an eighth the distance, 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. Let's head back to Hollywood in the call of the Vanity.
They're off. Good start for Azeri and Sister Girl Blues. Tropical Blossom is close to the pace, and Sister Girl Blues will be the early pace setter. Tropical Blossom and Azeri are second and third. Keys to the Heart and Bare Necessities are next, then American Tsarina, and the early trailer is Megial. Azeri is up outside of Sister Girl Blues, but it's still long shot Sister Girl Blues to set the pace. She's a half length in front of Azeri, who tracks in the clear in second. Tropical Blossom is tugging in third. She's rank in the first part of it, joined by Bare Necessities, and here's Bare Necessities, 3 deep within a length and 3/4 of the lead. Keys to the Heart is next. American Tsarina has 5 lengths to come, and Megial is the trailer as they head up the backstretch. In the Vanity Handicap and the Horse of the Year, Azeri has put ahead in front. Sister Girl Blues comes right back at her in counter punches. No easy leads today for Azeri as her and Sister Girl Blues quicken past the half-mile pole. Bare Necessities is in perfect striking position if she's good enough. She's 2.5 lengths off the lead. Keys to the Heart and Tropical Blossom are next. American Tsarina has 7 to come, and the trailer is Megial, and they leave the backstretch. Sister Girl Blues is still there. She's just ahead in front of Azeri, who continues to travel outside of her, and now Mike Smith allows Azeri to go to the quarter pole, and she's a neck in front. Sister Girl Blues is doing her very best, but now Azeri is 3/4 of a length to the good. Bare Necessities has every chance to do it if she's good enough. She's 2.5 off the lead. Then Keys to the Heart and Tropical Blossom, and Azeri comes to the final furlong. Sister Girl Blues runs the race of her life, but she's a length back in second. It's Azeri to the final 16th, and the 8 train is rolling again. Azeri now 2 in front. Sister Girl Blues is second. Bare Necessities third. 10 in a row. Azeri! 6 to go to catch Cigar and Buck Passer. Azeri won by 2. Sister Girl Blues a fantastic second. Bare Necessities third. Tropical Blossom finished fourth.
Azeri and Mike Smith make it that successful 10th in a row by 2 lengths, a measured 2 lengths. Obviously, Mike Smith wants to leave some gas in the tank. It's a long series that this filly is going to continue through. Sister Girl Blues, very game on the front end. In fact, continued to look Mrs. Azeri, the horse of the year, right in the eye, and ran with her for quite some time in what I thought was a very nice effort. Bare Necessities rallies from off the pace into the 3rd spot in a wide effort, but very nice performance by Azeri, once again sitting off the pace setter, long shot Sister Girl Blues. When Mike Smith asked a little bit, she drew clear by a measured 2 lengths. He showed her the whip just a little bit in front of her face just to keep her eye on her business. but she was certainly no match for, none of the horses in here a match for reigning horse of the year, Azeri. Azeri, a chestnut 5-year-old mare, a daughter of Jade Hunter from Zodiac Miss by Ahu Noro, was bred by the late Alan Paulson in Kentucky, owned by the Alan Paulson Living Trust and trained by Laura Desereau. Ridden to victory by Mike Smith, Azeri covers the mile and 1/8 of the Vanity in 1:48 and 2. One more race to bring to you from Hollywood. Sunday's running of the Affirmed, a prep race for the Swap Stakes next month, a Grade 3, $100,000 for 3-year-olds going 1 mile and 1/16. Let's head to Hollywood in the running of the Affirmed.
They're off. Ballistic broke inward into Minister's Wildcat. Ballistic to the front. Minister's Wildcat quickly counters and runs right inside of Ballistic, and now he takes the lead. The pace setter will be Minister's Wildcat from Ballistic in second. Eye of the Tiger away third, and Out of Here is fourth and last as they turn into the backstretch. Victor Espinoza tries to gear down Minister's Wildcat, and he's a willing leader by 1 3/4 lengths from Ballistic, who tracks in the 2-path in second. Eye of the Tiger is well placed by Alex Solis. He's a tugging third, and Eye of the Tiger wants to go up after the front runners. Solis wants him to sit third at this point. 3 from the front. It's 4 lengths last to Tyler Bays and Out of Here. There's 5 furlongs left to go in the 25th running of the Affirmed Handicap. Minister's Wildcat, no excuses for him today. He's got his own way up the backstretch, and he leads by 1 1/4 from Ballistic, who's asked now to go up after Minister's Wildcat. So Minister's Wildcat will have to quicken to maintain his lead. He's now 3/4 of a length in front. Ballistic is put to a full-out drive by Patrick Valenzuela. Eye of the Tiger looms the danger. Alex Solis is angled to the inside, and Eye of the Tiger is willing and ready to go. Just waiting for the call from Alex Solis, and here's Eye of the Tiger right now to move through at the rail, and he swooshes to the lead in the Affirmed Handicap. Eye of the Tiger has taken over the lead. Minister's Wildcat is back to second. Ballistic is third. Out of Here is fourth, and Eye of the Tiger and Minister's Wildcat come to the final furlong, and Eye of the Tiger gets the jump, and now he's 2 in front. Minister's Wildcat is second. Ballistic is third, and Out of Here is fourth, and they come to the wire, and Eye of the Tiger pours it on and runs away. Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger won by 5. Minister's Wildcat was second. Ballistic third. Out of Here fourth.
Eye of the Tiger, 5th place last time out in the Kentucky Derby, and a rather surprising 5th place to a number of people. Here he sits off the pace in the early part of the race, accelerating nicely into the top of the stretch, drawing off by 4.5 is the odds-on choice from Minister's Wildcat, who set the early pace, with Ballistic back in the 3rd spot. Out of Here completing the order of the finish, with the 4th place finished in the short field of only 4. The winner, Eye of the Tiger, a 3-year-old bay son of American Chance from Dial a Trick by Phone Trick, was bred in Kentucky by John Gunther, owned by his breeder, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer, and ridden to victory by Alex Solis. Eye of the Tiger covers the 1 mile and 1/16 of the Affirmed in 1:42 and 1. We're going to head back to Belmont Park next for the Grade 1 Ogden Phipps Handicap on Saturday. Unfortunately, another washout day. This race run in stormy conditions, rain and thunder throughout the afternoon at Belmont Park. The Phipps, a $300,000 1 mile and 1/16 Grade 1 for fillies and mares. Let's head to Belmont in the running of the Ogden Phipps.
And they're off. And Smokin' Frolic broke sharply on the outside, but Take Charge Lady now moves up, and Sightseek is right there towards the rail. Take Charge Lady comes away with the lead. Sightseek right there in second. Smokin' Frolic is now back running in third. It's a gap of 3 to Mandy's Gold in fourth, and 5 more to the trailer, long shot Lady Liberty. They move up the backstretch here at Belmont with Take Charge Lady in front by a full length. The opening quarter mile in the slop in 22 and 2. Sightseek is second by a little more than a length, with Smokin' Frolic in third. Gap of 3 to Mandy's Gold, and now it's 7 or 8 lengths back to Lady Liberty. Take Charge Lady is the pace setter here as they approach the far turn. Now Sightseek makes her move in between horses. Smokin' Frolic is third. The opening half mile went in 45 and 1. Take Charge Lady holding on to the lead here by a half length. Sightseek is is second by 3/4 of a length. Smokin' Frolic on the outside in third. Mandy's Gold has drawn within 4.5 lengths of the lead. Farther back, it's Lady Liberty. It's Take Charge Lady and Sightseek, and the two favorites are right together as they come for the quarter pole. Sightseek on the outside and Take Charge Lady on the inside, and Sightseek is in front as they come into the stretch. Take Charge Lady trying to battle back. Mandy's Gold is in third. Smokin' Frolic is fourth. An eighth of a mile to the finish, and now Sightseek gets away to lead by 2 lengths. Take Charge Lady in second. Mandy's Gold is third. It's Sightseek, and she's drawing away at the end under Jerry Bailey. Sightseek to win the Ogden Phipps handicap by 4.5 lengths. Take Charge Lady second. Mandy's Gold was third.
Sightseek took to Take Charge Lady in the early part of the race, and Jerry Bailey just knows how to ride this racetrack. He was down inside the early part of the race. Sightseek didn't like it very much. He dropped back, came out to the outside of Take Charge Lady, was able to draw off by an easy 5 as the favorite over Take Charge Lady, returning off of a bit of a layoff. Very impressive performance behind his area last time out, but did have a minor injury in the meantime. Returned with a solid second. Mandy's Gold picked up a little bit of ground late in the going to complete the order of the top 3. The winner, Sightseek, is a chestnut 4-year-old daughter of Distant View from Viviana by Nureyev, bred in Kentucky by her owner, the Juddmonte Farm, trained by Bobby Frankel, and ridden to victory by Jerry Bailey. Sightseek covers the mile and the 16th of the Ogden Phipps handicap in 1:40 and 4. Returning with stakes featured from Sunday at Belmont Park, the Mount Vernon for New York breds, $100,000 on offer for 3-year-olds and up. Fillies and mares, unfortunately, once again, were off the turf. This was run on a muddy main track. Let's head to Belmont Park and take a look at the running of the Mount Vernon.
And they're off. Moonlight and Beauty and Burst of Dawn, and along came Mary. And now moving up is You'll Be Happy. Princess Dixie is in between horses as they move up the chute. Princess Dixie, along came Mary, heads apart. Burst of Dawn on the extreme outside, right there in third. Moonlight and Beauty is fourth. At the rail is You'll Be Happy in fifth. And then it's French Hideaway in sixth, and the trailer is I Met Somebody in seventh. First quarter, in the mud in 23 3/5 seconds. Princess Dixie leads by a half length. At the rail is Along Came Mary, and alongside is a Moonlight and Beauty. Those two heads apart, second and third. Burst of Dawn is fourth. And then it's You'll Be Happy in fifth, 4 lengths to I Met Somebody. French Hideaway now back running in seventh. Half mile in 47 seconds. It is Princess Dixie, the leader by a head. Moonlight and Beauty now right there on the outside. It's Moonlight and Beauty and Princess Dixie, and they're heads apart for the lead as they move around the far turn. Princess Dixie, Moonlight and Beauty, they've opened up 3 lengths on Along Came Mary and A Burst of Dawn. Farther back, it's I Met Somebody, then French Hideaway and You'll Be Happy. 3/4 went in 1:11. They're coming for the quarter pole. And Princess Dixie has now gotten clear of Moonlight and Beauty. Princess Dixie by almost 3 lengths. Here comes Along Came Mary out in the middle of the track. Princess Dixie trying to hold on. Along Came Mary in second. Moonlight and Beauty in third. Princess Dixie, Along Came Mary driving on the outside. Princess Dixie holding on to the lead. Then Along Came Mary. Princess Dixie by 3/4 of a length. Along Came Mary second. Moonlight and Beauty was third.
Princess Dixie and Edgar Prado making it another impressive effort in stakes company here. Showed good speed, as has been the way to run at Belmont Park the last couple of weeks. Speed, since it has been muddy, has been extremely strong. Along Came Mary, made a nice bid at her, but was no match late, as it was about 1.25 lengths. Along Came Mary made a very nice move late as the favorite under Georgie Chavez. Moonlight and Beauty, another one showing very good speed. It was a 3-horse race almost every step of the way between the top 3 finishers. Obviously, all very strong fillies. The New York bred contingent this year, a very good group. A lot of scratches in this race, as it was originally carded to go on the turf course. Nonetheless, remained a very good field for the Mount Vernon. The winner, Princess Dixie, is a bay 4-year-old filly, a daughter of Dixie Brass from Princess Halo by Halo, bred by the CBF Corporation in New York. Owned by James F. Edwards, trained by Jim Bond, who ran 1-2 in the Exacta. Princess Dixie was ridden to victory by Edgar Prado. Covering the mile and an eighth in the Mount Vernon, Princess Dixie in a muddy racetrack goes in 1:49 and 2. We do have one extra race to bring to you. It was left off the list originally by yours truly. I don't know how that happened, but this is the James B. Mosley Handicap from Suffolk Downs. It has always been on the undercard of their big Mass Cap Day. The Mass Cap has been postponed this year, and as a result, this is the biggest race of the year in New England. $200,000 sprint, looked to be dominated by New York speedballs. Let's head to Suffolk Downs now and take a look at the Mosley.
For the Mosley, we are set for a start. All in line. They're off in the Mosley and away to a beautiful start. Captain Red, with his blazing early speed, goes right out to the front, and Tasty Cabernet will test him early, and these two go full tilt, and Tasty Cabernet has taken the lead, and Captain Red and Victor Carrero let him go. 3/4 of a length back in second. My Cousin Matt is running in third. True Direction fourth. Peeping Tom is right there between horses fifth. The first quarter went at 22 seconds flat. Then Defeer, Good Bar, and late running Highway Prospector trails the field as they round the far turn. And My Cousin Matt has slipped through on the inside, and he's now in front now. Tasty Cabernet second by a length and a half. Then Peeping Tom, True Direction to the outside. Captain Red full out, back running in fifth. Highway Prospector swings 3 wide for the stretch drive. And then it's Defeer and Good Bar. A 45 and 2/2. They're into the stretch. And My Cousin Matt comes down to the 8th pole in front. True Direction, now Peeping Tom is on into second, and he's coming after My Cousin Matt in the final furlong. These two will decide it. It is Peeping Tom on the inside, My Cousin Matt, and Peeping Tom's in front close to home. Peeping Tom has won the Mosley under Sean Bridge-Mohan, beating My Cousin Matt by 2 under the wire. True Direction was third, and then it was Highway Prospector in 1:10 and 2.
Peeping Tom and Sean Bridge-Mohan up in New England for the day. A little bit closer to the pace than this guy usually runs. Is off the pace has usually been his way to go. Last couple of races actually shown a little bit more interest in the early going, despite the speedy early fractions. He was a little closer to the pace and drew off by a length and 3/4 from My Cousin Matt, who was returning to the United States. First start back since his shipping over to Dubai. True Direction, the favorite in the field, has to settle for third. He ran very well in his return race this season. Unfortunately here had a little bit of a bobbling start, was caught 4 wide into the turn and did come up a little bit short late. The winner, Peeping Tom, a 6-year-old gelded son of Eagle Eyed from Artful Pleasure by Nasty and Bold, was bred by Finney and Taylor in Kentucky, owned by the Flatbird Stable. They claimed this guy is a maiden several years ago and have done extremely well with him. He is a Grade 1 winner, trained by Pat Reynolds, ridden to victory by Sean Bridge-Mohan. Peeping Tom covers the 6 furlongs of the Mosley in 1:10 and 2. That wraps up a busy weekend of stakes racing action. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We hope you'll be able to join us once again next week for Horses and Courses. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.